with our Nightside accounts. Okay, it's great to have you along tonight. Don't forget, we have a special show tomorrow night. It is our Halloween episode of the Nightside. Always a lot of fun. Right now, though, I found this story that I thought was very interesting because it's about a celebrity, but it is a topic I think that is relatable to quite a lot of people. Perhaps not the dollar amounts, but the situation. So, Alex Rodriguez, A-Rod, a former MLB player, his ex-wife Cynthia says he has no business calling her out for not working because he is the one who demanded she leave the workforce in the first place. So apparently, A-Rod griped about her refusal to put her master's degree in psychology to work. He wants to reduce the $115,000 a month in child support and spousal support he's been paying since their divorce in 2008. And she said he was the one who requested that I stop working in order to make parenting her primary focus. And he's upset because he claims she now has millions in the bank, 3 homes, multiple cars. His income has been reduced due to retirement. He doesn't think he should have to pay for her any longer. So we thought, well, it's one thing to say what you think he should have to do and shouldn't have to do, but legally, what happens in these situations? Rick Patika is an associate at Shulman Family Law, and he joins us now. Hi, Rick.
Hi, Barb. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks for joining us. And of course, in most cases, we're not talking about salaries like A-Rod had, but have you seen a number of situations that are similar to this?
I've seen it many times, Barb, but this is a very frequent situation. And I think a lot of people don't realize that when two people get married or they choose to live with each other, they have a decision that one of them will stay home, especially to take care of the kids. That agreement that they make early on effectively creates an entitlement to spousal support should they separate years later. And one of the interesting aspects of this story with A-Rod is it touches upon one of the conceptual pillars of spousal support, which is in law what's called compensatory spousal support. And the compensatory support is intended to compensate a spouse on a breakdown of a relationship, such as sacrifices made for another spouse's career, loss of economic opportunity, which they sustained as a result of raising the children.
So does that mean then they would be entitled to more than if these compensatory damages were not involved?
It's not necessarily the quantum. It goes to the duration, and especially if there's been a standard of living that's been established over the course of the marriage or the relationship, that further entrenches the spousal support.
Now, this, and correct me if I'm wrong, this could go either way. So if it were the husband who stayed home with the kids and the wife was supporting him and they broke up, then he would be entitled to the spousal support based on the same situation as if it were reversed.
That's correct, yes. It works both ways.
But is that less common?
It's less common because most of the time the agreement is that the woman chooses to stay at home, and that could be for more for an economic decision in the sense that if a woman is earning a lot less than her husband, usually it would make financially more sense for the husband to go to work and the woman to stay at home because the family unit is earning more income overall.
Now, when I approach stuff on the show, I always try to look at it from just the factual perspective. And I have, whether it's, I have my own personal beliefs around this, but I think when it comes to the law, people have to understand and realize what you said earlier, I think really sums it up. If you are in a couple and you both agree that one of you is going to stay home, you are essentially setting up an argument for spousal support if you split up. And that's just the bottom line.
For sure. Yes, exactly.
Do you find that when people then are in the position where they are ordered to pay spousal support, they're somewhat surprised by it? Because I've heard people say things like, well, they should just go back to work now.
And that's the funny thing. I mean, if someone's been out of work for a significant period of time, their education or their life experience or their work skills are outdated. So if someone stopped working 20 years ago and then just suddenly say, hey, go back and become a psychologist all of a sudden, it's not that easy just to transition back into the workforce.
And if you've got a situation with someone who retires and that is why their income goes down, does that entitle them to pay less spousal or child support?
Well, the easy answer is yes, but then the law presumes that everyone is supposed to maximize their earning potential, and so the law would probably consider the reasons or the motivations behind the retirement, and whether that individual could still work or whether it was done for the purposes of just trying to lower their support obligations.
And I'm assuming in a case like this, it would be assumed that A-Rod is still young enough that if he wanted to, he may not be able to still play. Maybe he could get a head office position with a major league team. Like, it's not like he cannot work. It's he's choosing to retire.
That's right. That's right. And it's self-induced in this case here. It's kind of everyone would be looking at why can he work or what can he do to sustain or maximize his earning potential.
Do you have words of advice that you give people when they're very frustrated by this situation?
In what sense?
Well, like if you've got a client who does not feel that they should have to pay any kind of spousal support now that the kids are grown up and they think that their spouse should be able to go back to work, how do you explain this to them?
I think I explain to them more of a reality check and to kind of say this is the deal that you both bargained for years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and clearly. It's not fair for you to say that this person now can, earn what you've been earning or can earn anywhere near what you've been earning. So there has to be some level of understanding there.
Rick Patika, thank you very much for this.
Thank you very much for having me, Barb.
All right, take care. Rick Patika is with the Shulman Family Law Firm. 416-872-1010. Text us at 71010. I find this such an intriguing situation because I know people who have been through this, and I have cautioned people I know who have gotten into relationships and suddenly find themselves paying everything and the other person is not working. And I've said to them, if down the road you guys split up, that's going to continue, right? You're going to support this person. Oh, well, yeah, I think you are. And so then down the road when it happens, they feel that resentment. Have you yourself been in this situation on either side of it? 416-87, 416-87, 416-87, 416-87, 416-87, 416-87.